In the response to the other two questions, I'm not going to get into the details. Matthew?
Is he worried about how this looks?
I'm not going to get into the details. Matthew?
Sure. Thanks a lot. I want to make sure that I wanted to ask you about Darfur. I wanted to ask you about this helicopter that it now emerges went down more than a week ago. What I wonder is a week is a long time. What led the UN to is this its common procedure? Are there other hostages in the world that the UN has taken that they don't disclose? And what's been going on for the week? Can the UN confirm that this was a private or contractor helicopter and not a Sudanese government helicopter? And why haven't they been released?
First of all, the UN hasn't taken hostages. UN people have been taken as hostages.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Slight difference.
Oh, absolutely.
The helicopter is a UN contracted helicopter. It's been down since, I think, August the 4th, August the 5th. And negotiations are underway. I'm not going to get into any further details.
But I guess my question is sort of what the UN's policy is. I know that when you've had even skirmishes, for example, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the UN is very quick to say something was fired at or someone. So I wonder in this instance, it's a long time. What's taking this long?
When people are being held, Matthew, we await the process of negotiation. And that's as far as I want to go with this.
Can you give an estimate of how many hostages? I'm sorry if I misphrased it. The UN has. I mean, are there staff members of the UN being held in the world that have not been disclosed by your office?
I'm not going to answer that. Next question.
Sure. I wanted to ask about in the Democratic Republic of Congo. There's a report that a parliamentarian, Mr. Ngazi, has been arrested by the government for insulting Joseph Kabila on the radio. Since the UN is providing military support to the DRC government, I wonder if the UN has any comment on the arrest of someone for speech.
We'll have to find out first of all to see what the situation is. We'll get back to you on that.
Okay. There are also reports that the M23 started a radio station. Which, obviously they are what they are, but that it's being jammed. And I wondered, it may be kind of a gray area for the UN, but is that considered jammed by the government? And again, because the UN supports the government militarily, is this viewed? Is there any kind of UNESCO? Do you view this as an attack on media or an attack on an armed group that you seek to disarm?
Well, it would seem to be an attack on an armed group that we seek to disarm.
Sure. I want to ask about Bahrain and then also about the General Assembly here. In Bahrain, there are these reports there's going to be an August 14th protest that the government is trying to cut off at the pass, but there are a lot of reports of journalists and bloggers and others being arrested in advance of this protest. And I wonder, is it something that the UN, either DPA or anyone, is monitoring, and what can you say about the rights of people to protest on August 14th in Bahrain?
Well, as we've said umpteenth number of times on this podium, the Secretary General believes that the right of democratic and peaceful protest is a right that people have, and it should be respected at all times. With respect to whatever may be happening on August 14th, I'll have to find out for you. I don't have that information with me.
Okay, and I wanted to ask you this. Yesterday was kind of confirmed that in the upcoming General Assembly, General Debate Week, that there'll be in the new interim General Assembly Hall 0 seats for the press or the public, which in the past could be in this mezzanine. So what I wanted to know is, rather than to ask, is it's being difficult to find out how that decision was made. It seems like it'll be the first year. Admittedly, it's a new space, but how is the decision made? How these 100 and some seats in the back of the room are allocated, and that none will go to the public or press?
Matthew, right. I'm not privy to that information.
Right, but can you find out?
It's a much smaller venue.
I understand.
Arrangements have had to be made, first of all, so that delegates and member state delegates can be there.
The only thing, just the one follow-up, is just that given the things the Secretary General said about civil society, et cetera, it seems strange to have, if every class that sort of has a stake in the UN was reduced, it would be one thing, but this is at least two classes of the stakeholders, absolutely. So I just want to know who made the decision and how it was made.
I'll have to find out for you.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.